This is a Lachey production.
My name is Susan, and I live with depression.
Hi, my name is Alex Roper, and I live with depression.
Hi, my name is Demetra, and I live with depression.
Completely changed the way I live. My wife was a stay-at-home mom, and I worked, and we had to switch places for me to be able to function and get stable. The company I worked for was very good and very gracious. They actually were a lot more understanding than what I would imagine most companies would be with mental illness because of the stigmas aligned with it. It helped that I had worked for them for 10 years and had a good track record, was liked in the company. But yeah, I ended up turning in my resignation and my wife went to work.
Depression impacts my everyday life by, it just makes me not want to do anything. I just want to lay in the bed sometimes. I don't want to be bothered with anybody. Um, Again, that feeling of worthlessness, like, why should I deal with people when nobody is going to find me worthy? When in actuality, people find me worthy all the time. I just don't see it. And I just don't feel that way all the time. I don't feel like I deserve it all the time.
I think that when I am in that state where I'm like on the brink of like a bad bout, I withdraw. And so in my relationship, which is wonderful, of course, but in my relationship, I do this thing where I'm not really all there sometimes. I'll get really focused on something that doesn't really matter, or not really engaged in the things that do matter, like conversations with my wife, or moments with my family, or things that really should be important to everybody. When you're on that brink or in that state, in the bad depression, hopelessness that you're at, you're not present in the important moments. You're not, because that's one of those things where it's hopeless and it feels like it's not worth it.
Depends on who you talk to. I'm an introvert by nature. I don't have many friends. So most of my interactions are with my family. Mike is probably the closest thing I have to a best friend. I have other people I talk to, but a lot of times my interactions happen to be something involving the kids' activities, and so I have to interact with other parents. Most of the people I interact with are, I would say, acquaintances.
As far as relationships with others, I'm really close to my family, so my relationships with them have gotten much better. Not that they were bad in the first place, but we've actually gotten closer because we spend more time together. My friends, it's only a handful that I really trust, and I kind of keep everybody else at a distance because sometimes people can make you feel even worse. You already feel worthless, and say somebody abandoned you and you're just like, okay, well, see, that's exactly what my brain was telling me the whole time, so it must be true. So I think I just do that just to be on the safe side.
My relationship with my wife is great. She does notice when I'm withdrawn or not all the way there, present in the moment. She notices that, and it obviously upsets her. I think it would upset anybody. I don't attribute it to the depression when it's happening. I don't realize what it is in the moment. But thinking about it later on, you realize that you're at that point. You're feeling like you're in a rut, like you're not going anywhere, nothing matters. So you don't care. And you just withdraw. She's pretty understanding. And like I said, I haven't had a really bad bout of it since we've been in a relationship. I would hope that she would be really understanding of it. But it's hard, to explain it. And as far as with my mom and my dad, my mom's fiance, I'm kind of labeled as very emotional by them. I feel like my being emotional isn't so much of an issue. I think the depression is obviously a problem, but I feel as though a lot of the time my feelings are invalidated, or the way I am is pushed under the rug, or it's just Susan, it doesn't matter. Not necessarily that I don't matter, but because I have these issues, it's like everything that I feel is less. It doesn't matter as much because I have these issues, and because for me things can get really bad even though maybe to other people they don't seem that way. So it's not that they're bad people or anything like that, it's just they don't understand necessarily.
Yeah. I've learned to recognize the signs, though, and my wife has too. And so we'll take steps to counteract it.
Do I still have low days? Absolutely. Um, like I said, sometimes I just don't feel like getting out of bed. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to be bothered. Um, but I try to get out of that slump when I feel it coming.
Absolutely. I absolutely have low days. I have days when I don't want to get out of bed. I have days when I get to work and I just sit there and I'm just like, what is the point? What is the point? I just want to sit on my couch and let the day pass and have basically nothing to show for it, which obviously is not healthy. You know that it's not healthy. You know even in the moment that it's not healthy, but it's hard to get yourself out of that. You know that you're capable of doing the things that you need to do, and you know that you should do the things that you need to do, but you just can't muster up the energy, the willpower, the motivation, because it's just not there. in those instances. You just don't have it. And that's really hard for other people to understand too, when you just don't have it. A lot of people are just get over it, you're going to feel better, you need to try harder. And for me, that's just not the case. I mean, I really want to be happy all the time. I think everybody does. But I think some people think that it's about attention, and then it makes you self-conscious. It makes you scared to tell people how you're feeling or how you have felt, or that you do struggle with depression, because you feel like people have it worse than me, Other people have it worse than me. The people are out there, being bullied. They're, killing themselves, things like that. So it can't be that bad for me. So I can't complain. And that's kind of the decision that I've been in, where I don't reach out to a whole lot of people about it, because it could be worse.
Not as much as I need to. I'm gonna take my medication. Probably my kids are my best medicine. They help me help me overcome the bad days. I would like to say I get exercise, but I don't get exercise unless I'm chasing him. I draw a lot. Do a lot of digital art, just trying to express my feelings through pictures. And then I write a blog. So that's really how I work through my feelings now.
I try to be really nice to other people, because when somebody else is happy or feels good because of something I've done, that helps me feel better. If I can make somebody else happy, that makes me happy. Just even in little things, complimenting somebody and they smile at you or anything. Again, that's another thing. It doesn't always work, but it helps. It certainly helps. Taking a sandwich to the guy on the side of the road that's got a sign, that makes me feel good. So I think that's the main thing. And then also, I have kind of a system where and it's set up in my mind kind of like a calendar. I have points that I look forward to, things that are coming up. So if I feel like I have something in front of me to look forward to, that helps me keep going, and it helps me stay up and not so down. If I didn't have something to look forward to and I hit one of those days, I don't know if that would be the case. I don't know if I could stay out of the low or get out of the low. But that's one of the big things, is that my mind has developed a system to look forward to those things and have it set up like a calendar. Like I know that at the end of today I have this. I know that in the weekend I have this. I know that next month I have this. And that's kind of where it's like swimming to the end of a pool. And every point is the end of that pool for me.
To keep going and thriving, like I said, my family and I are extremely close. So I talk to them, hang out with them, hang out with my friends, get out and make myself do something every day. I don't feel like getting out of bed. I don't feel like being bothered, but I make myself get up. I make myself go somewhere, go do something, even if it's to go get coffee or walk in the park or go to the gym. I gotta get out of that house, because that just makes it worse. I gotta get out of that house.
This is a Lachey production. This is a Lachey production.